Today, at the request of a friend, I'll give you a tour around my garden. So be most welcome here. Hello, Rufus. So oh, Phoenix is coming. Hi there. This is what you see when you enter my gate. Please do not expect much. It's not a big garden in size, but it's full. It has plenty of species, and it is a workload, but I love every bit of it. I hope I can film okay. I don't see what I'm filming because of the sun, but the sun is good. Okay, let's start here. On this side we have this big coniferous. I love this type of trees. She's now in blooming and fruiting. These trees, coniferous, are different from vascular type of plants, but this one had a problem, and it's now recuperating. It had no leaves at all on this side, but now you can see it has plenty of them. This trellis here, well, I put it here to protect the tree and give it time to recuperate. So we decided to extend provisionally this way the trailing plant that we already had on that wall over there. And as soon as the tree grows its leaves back again, this trellis will be removed. This plant pretty much blooms all year round, so when it covers this, it will be quite nice. However, my husband decided to put that hebe there, which is nice. It gives some color in the empty space there. So beautiful, this. See, it's like a book. The leaves of this tree, they unfold like a book. You see? It's here that I have my lantana camera. It's such a beautiful plant. This side I have two hibis. This one here, which is silvery variegated. It's so beautiful. This one has ears and ears. It's very slow grower. This is a slow grower too, but I prune it all the time because of the coniferous. But I like it. I like the variegated leaves. It's different from the one we have inside there. I showed you from the other side. Okay, let's continue this side. I have an lemon tree here. It's full of little lemons. And this is an oleander. And this is the place which we reserved to make our vegetable garden. And all this is fenced because of the dogs, as you can understand. So here we have several plants, several vegetables. This one here is coyote, and it has plenty of blooms. It grows like a weed, but it's creating already some fruit. And this one is ripe and I can already use it. And there's plenty more, as you can see. And I have some oh look, snail. And here we have some beans. There are not many, but I collect a few beans every day. We love beans. Then here I have some tomatoes. I always plant a lot of tomatoes. We love tomato. Tomato, it's a very good fruit. But they became ripe very late this year. But they are still in time. See how big they are. And then over here we have an apple tree, but I'm afraid this apple tree has to go because she was casting too much shadow over the vegetables that, below, and I already pruned the bigger stems, and it will have to go. Otherwise we may have to make options. We either have the tree, this apple tree, or we have the vegetables. We eat a lot of vegetables, so this side here, it's the lemon tree I showed you a while back. As you can see, it's producing so much. And some lettuce and leek. And here we have this bush, which is called the lemon verbena, and the tea made out of these leaves is just wonderful. It has a lemony scent, and it's very, very pleasant. I have some oregano here. It has bloomed before, although we still can see some more blooms here. Some more tomato. This is a place where we do our compost. Although most of the compost, most of the leaves and trunks and trimming stuff, my husband takes to the city compost pounds, but some of it remains here. And so, looking back, look, the coyote is really like a weed. It goes back there. It was just one fruit I have placed on the ground in the winter, and it has grown that much. This tree we have here, we will never cut it down. This produces, I think you call it loquat. It's an orange fruit with big seeds, but it's very, very tasty. Very, very tasty, and it's not cheap at the market. And these ones are very good and very sweet. So this is our vegetable garden seen from the other end. This is the bottom part of the garden where I still have lawn. It needs to be cut. That's my husband who does it. Usually does it every 15 days. Maybe this weekend he will do it. I have a peach tree here. It's a small peach tree, but I don't let her grow too much. but it is recovering from the winter, still from the winter. Didn't produce many peaches this year, about 6 or 4 only. The winter was very bad for this tree. It's right in the wind, but it looks much better now. Looking back here, I have some agapanthus. They are seeding now. I must cut the spikes, and which I have not yet done because I will have to lift them. They are overcrowded here on this spot, and I have another spot where I can put some others. I love these agapanthus, lilies of the Nile, I think that's the common name is. Then here on this side, along the fence, we have some more rosemary and lavender, and some violets. I have here this plant, which I like it. I don't know the name in English. I know the name in Portuguese. I don't know the common name in English, but I'll put it on the screen. But this is such lovely. It's very fluffy, and it spreads like a weed, but it's easy to control. She likes humidity, which she has in this place. Another rosemary. Irrigation system, and a hebe here. I like these variegated leaves. They are slow growers, but they are quite nice. They are nice all year round. This is a smaller leaved one, and I like it too. It's quite nice. And another rosemary. And here I have a trailing plant, which is a mulberry plant. Mulberry plant. I like the fruit. It's still a young plant. And some hydrangeas here too. They are already dried, almost dried. They are usually pink. It's the end of the season. They will lose the leaves as winter comes. And I have another coniferous here. It's quite big, different color. The other one we saw back there is golden. This one is bluish, but it's quite beautiful. And then some jasmine. Jasmine is spreading all over, like you see over there. And then here as well. The flowers are coming in late winter, but they are very, very scented. The scent can be scented all over the garden. And then here we have our pond. But before we go to the pond, I want to show you the rest here in this lawn area, we have here some roses. They are preparing for, I wouldn't say the second flush, I would say the third or the fourth. Very beautiful roses. These ones are very delicate. They are very beautiful. These ones, they don't look much now because it rained 2 days ago, and they suffer when it rains, but they smell so good. I'm here away from them, but I still can feel the smell. It's such good fragrance. Lovely. These are very beautiful too. They also are scented, not as much, but they are scented, as well as these ones here. So now, oh, by the way, we have here a palm tree. It's a very tall palm tree. It's kind of thin. I hope I'm focusing the top of the tree. Don't see anything because of the sun. But we made a mistake of placing this ivy here. It looks nice, but she climbs, and my husband has to be trimming the ivy all the time. But it's very beautiful ivy. I like the variegated leaves. They are kind of nice. And they grow as if there was no tomorrow. They are different from this. This is the non-variegated type. Some ferns over there. I don't know why. They are a bit poor this year. They have less fronds. I don't know why. I have to go in there and check. Maybe the ivy is taking over the ground there. I have to check it out. Sorry. We have a little gate here too. This plant is Caltha palustris. I like this plant much better in the spring when it's smaller, because it's going to lose the leaves now in winter, and then all the leaves sprout and the plant is much smaller in spring, which makes it tidier. But it produces beautiful yellow flowers like this one, although this one is already going over. It usually sprouts, usually produces the flowers in the spring. This is a willow tree here. It's a pendulous willow tree. Loses the leaves during winter, and that's when I like this tree better. The bare trunks make her so beautiful. And over there I have a Fatsia japonica, which was put there as a small plant and now is this big. And it's so beautiful. I like these leaves. They are very beautiful. They are very beautiful leaves. And it became a bit leggy, as you can see, but now it's sprouting. It's sprouting from the bottom. So it's much better. Let me catch this big. Look at that. Look at the size of this snail. Look, we have here this is all mixed of ivy and some more jasmine over there. It spreads like crazy. I have here several other types of ivy, like for instance this one. Look at the shape of the leaves in this one. Isn't this beautiful? Yeah, I like it. It's real nice. I must give it a prune. We have to prune this about once a month because it grows so much. The ivy is starting to bloom now. See here? Look here. it will be very interesting when it comes into flower. I'll put some photos next so that you can see. The flowers are quite interesting all together, and then they make a fruit, a bluish fruit, dark color fruit. And so now here you can see the inflorescences of the ivy with the flowers and the black fruits. My husband takes care of the filter device and maintenance. This little bush is Skimmia japonica. It makes a very beautiful bush that blooms in the spring, but this bush requires shade, especially in the summer. However, I don't have many shaded places, and so for the time being it's staying here. In spite of being here in the shade, it still has got some burns, which I don't understand. I have to think about it. This bench here, it's quite a nice place. Sometimes I sit here and listen to the water fall on the pond. So let's proceed to the other side. This is that corner I told you. It's being neglected, but it's now late September. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to prune the Santolinas, which in the meantime lost the bright yellow flowers. And I'll put some more dirt in here, clean it all up. I'll put some bulbs for the winter, and then by January I'll sow the poppies and other wild plants I have in mind. This is the wheelbarrow where I have the sedum album I showed you before, and this plant, which is so beautiful, I didn't know the name. I know the name already. This is a crassula. It's Crassula spatulata. It's so beautiful. And I hope they can grow together. It's not easy to have this wheelbarrow beautiful. I believe with these two plants we have solved the problem. Okay, let's go to the other side then. Well, I realized that this video is already quite long, so we will stop here, and I'll come back for part 2, and I hope to see you there.